To start your pad project, open InDesign. You need to open a new document. Go to File, New, Document. Turn off Facing Pages. Make your width 10.5, height 8. Set all of your margins to 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch. You can simply type in 1/8, click in one of the other windows, and InDesign will do the math for you. Set your bleed. You can find your bleed by clicking the More Options button on your print window. Set your bleed also to 1/8. Okay? Your document should look like this. Now we're going to use vertical guidelines to separate the page into two parts. To do that by clicking in the margin and dragging out your first guideline, and you want to set that at 5 1/8. All you need to do is type that in the upper left-hand corner here. 5.125. Hit return. Pull another guideline and place that one at 5 1/4. 5.25. One more guideline from that side. Set it at 5.375. Return. Oh. Sorry about that. 5.375. There we go. So you have two sides of your document, left and the right. Each one of these is going to be a notepad, a pad that you can write on. And we're going to glue the edge and cut them down the middle. The black border will be the outside edge of your finished pads. The red line is your bleed line. So if you want a color background, take it all the way out to the red line. The middle gutter will create the bleed for the inside. So this section here is the bleed for the left pad. This section here is the bleed for the right pad. So once again, bring your color or image all the way to the center here, and this one all the way to the center here. Keep in mind, you're going to want to write on this. It's a notepad, so you can't have dark colors or dark images. All right? First, I'm going to show you how to add lines to your notepad if you want them. You do not have to have them. All right? To make lines, we use the line tool. Click the line tool, and then I'm going to start it at 1 inch here on the side, and just click and drag. Now remember, if you hold the shift key, the line will stay perfectly straight. Okay? So there's a line on my pad. Now I recommend making the lines no thicker than 1/2 point, because you don't want them to take over the pad. And you can even go to 1/4 point. Think of the lines on note paper. They're very light blue, and they don't stand out a lot. That's what you're looking for. So now I want to fill this pad with lines. The easiest way to do it, if you remember from the water bottle label project and the business card project, is to use step and repeat. So we go up to Edit, Step and Repeat. Now we want to repeat vertically. So we're going to set our horizontal to 0, and our vertical, you can set it as thick as you want, but I recommend 5/16 of an inch. 5/16, which is a good setting for lines. Okay, so I had already had that set to 4. I can just increase that till it fills the page. And one more. Actually, I'm going to take that one off and hit OK. So I have a whole page full of lines. If I want another set over here, I could do the same thing, or I can select all of these just simply by dragging my cursor through them, select them all. I'm going to group them as one object now. Object, group. I'm going to make a copy, edit, copy, or Command C, and I'm going to paste them, edit, paste, or Command V, and there it is. I can just place this one over here in the center, line it up. There we go. So I have lines on both pads. Once again, you don't have to include line. Now, a good notepad might say something across the top. If it's for someone in particular, you might want to put a text box. And if it's for business purposes, put something like from the desk of, and I'll put my name, Michael Bourne, ... So that kind of says, this is a note from me. I don't have to write my name on it, I don't have to sign it, I can just write a note, everyone knows who it's from, okay? You don't have to do that. You could make this a grocery list, a shopping list, a to-do list, anything like that, or no list at all. It's nice to have some sort of image or a border on here. First, let me show you how to do an image. So I'm going to find an image that I'd like to use as a background. Go to the internet, do a Google search for, I'll say, fishing, and click on images. And I'm just looking for a background image that would work, and I kind of like this right here. This is cool. Find the biggest version I can and drag it to my desktop. I'm going to drag that on my document. So there we are. I'm going to have this as the background of my whole notepad, this whole one on this side. So I'm going to change the frame to the size I want it to be. And once again, I'm going all the way to the bleed line and all the way to the middle here. So I've made the frame as big as the pad. Now I want to make the picture fit the frame by going to Object, Fitting, Fit Content to Frame. So there it is. It's beautiful. It's in front of my line, so I'm going to move it behind by going to Object, Arrange, and Send to Back. Now, that's kind of pretty. I'm going to hit my preview button, so see how it looks like without the lines. It's really nice, but it's very dark. I could not write on this with a pencil, or even a pen probably, and see what I've written. So I need to fade this picture to the back. So I'm going to go back to my normal view, click on my background image, and I'm going to increase the opacity. So now that I've selected this with my black arrow, across about 3/4 of the way in my control is opacity. See that little square? I can type what I want in there, or I can just hit that arrow and slide this down. For a dark picture, I recommend going to about 20%. Now it looks very, very light on this page, but I've printed a sample of this so you can see how 20% will actually look. I'll print it and the instructor will have it. So it prints lighter or darker than the screen actually looks. So you really have to go very light to see the image to make it work well for a pad. And I actually think it would probably go lighter than that. All right? So I like that. I'm going to copy this and paste it and put it over here. If I'm going to make myself 2 notepads. And actually, I'm going to pull that a little bit away from the edge. And I'm going to put a different image over here. I am going to go back to my fishing images. It's all about the fishing. And let me see here. Let me see, there's one I like. This one's cool. This is the background on my computer screen. And I'm going to put that one here. Wow, it's very big. So once again, I have to resize it to fit the paper all the way out to the bleed and all the way to the middle. I'm going to give it opacity. I'm going to take this down to like 15%. Move it to the back. Oh, I didn't fit it yet. I have to fit that. Object, fitting, fit content to frame. There it is. Object, arrange, sent to back. So there. That would be a nice set of notepads, and I'll print this as well. I'm going to actually make this one a little lighter before I print. Make that one 15 also. File, print. You can use your color printer preset. It'll work fine. Now, you may print one proof, no more. We will print them all on Tuesday of next week. Now, if you do not want an image in the background and you would like a border, you can search for borders. Let's try decorative borders. Okay. Images. And you can kind of drag some of these things on, resize them to fit, and like let me just grab one and pull it on. So I'll grab this just for fun. And I'm going to drag it on here. I'm going to place it now. I don't want this, the edge of the border to bleed, but actually I think it's going to fit pretty good. I'm going to take that to my bleed line. I have to bring this up a little bit. Zoom out so I can see that. Now let's make it fit. Object, fitting, fit content. Perfect. Might want to squeeze that in a little bit so we can use our white arrow and actually adjust the picture, because remember it's going to cut. Actually it was actually pretty good. We can leave it there. That'll be a good border, right? So I'm going to move that to the back again. Object, arrange, send to back. Now I probably want to, if I was going to use a border like that, I would adjust this frame, probably get rid of the lines. I could adjust this or not use it at all or put something else in there. Okay? Simple border. Remember, Christmas is coming. These are nice gifts. Good luck.